Warning: Superpower review is intended for a mature viewing audience. This video may show images that are not suitable for kids under 13 years old. Viewer discretion is advised. What's going on, everybody? It's Kevin Vidini here for a Superpower review, and welcome to tonight's premiere. I am joined by a member from the YouTube comic book community, but before I introduce him, I just want to let you guys know, if you like today's content, be sure to smash that like button, comment some feedback in the comment section down below, and also subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be giving away this Spawn #1 CGC graded at a 9.4 once the channel reaches 2,000 subscribers. So if you want to potentially win this book, click that subscribe button. So without further ado, let me introduce my guest. My guest is Jeremy Cruz from Remy Q Studios. All right, Jeremy, so thank you so much for joining me tonight. I really appreciate it, man.
I appreciate it. Thank you for having me on.
No problem. So guys, we're going to be showing you our top 5 favorite signed comic books in our comic book collection. These are going to be raw, they're going to be slabbed, and before we show off our books, Jeremy, why don't you tell us a little bit about your channel real quick, because you're very, very new to the comic book community.
It's actually, yeah, it's, you know, I've been collecting for several years and really did not release any content. Currently I have 6 videos out. I think I've got an average view rate of maybe 100 views per video and 20 something subscribers. So it's brand new to YouTube, or I'm brand new, but I'm trying to do some different stuff and have some adventures on the way. So
guys, you know, give a warm welcome to Jeremy Cruz. All of his information will be linked in this video's description down below, and it will also be in the chat wherever you're watching this. If you're watching it from your phone, it's down there. If you're watching it on computers, over here. So, Jeremy, why don't you start off today's show with showing your 5th signed comic book that is in your comic book collection, one of your top favorites.
All right, and I'm going to go straight off of the favorites. Obviously, I'm hoping everybody's watching you on Instagram, but in no way is this going to be a competition, because I've seen parts of your collection, and it is far beyond what I have to offer. But
that's all right. We all collect differently, so.
One of the ones that I was going to start out with, I've had it in a couple of my videos. Low grade, but it means a lot to me. Inhumans #1.
Cool.
Signed by George Perez. Again, it's a 5.5, but this will be in my collection forever. I absolutely love it. And just personally, it means a lot to me. It's one of the first signed slabs that I was able to pick up, and I think I'll hold on to that one for a while. So
that's nice. I never really got into Inhumans, but it's a classic yellow cover, and I have a thing for yellow covers. I like that. It's like yellow, red, and blue. Those are like my top favorite, like vintage colored backgrounds.
Absolutely.
All right, so for my number 5, I was going to change it up a little bit, because you know these books have been shown on the channel a lot, and so I was trying to switch it up a little bit, but here's something different. Now, if you guys don't know me very well, or if you're new here to the channel, I am a huge Godzilla fan, and I absolutely love Godzilla. So here is a Godzilla number 10 signed by Bob Eggleton, and I got to meet this gentleman at a local comic book shop here in Massachusetts, because he is from Massachusetts. And if you want to see him sign this book, you can, I'll link a video to that in this video's description down below as well. But Bob Eggleton is a fantastic artist. He uses a lot of painting for his medium. And it's just a really cool realism. We got Godzilla coming out of the ocean. We got a really cool lightning background, and he's just coming out of the water. It looks really cool. And we got a nice gold signature on the book as well. If you guys know me, I really love my books to be signed in a metallic color. Do you have a preference, Jeremy, about how you like your books signed?
Not a preference. I mean, obviously, I think if the color coordinates well, it just showcases so much better. I'm just a sucker for the signatures in general, though. So
yeah, me too. Most of my books are signed, and I just feel like that it really separates all of the other books in the collection when it's signed, because it's really personal. It makes it a little more personalized, and that's why I really love signed books so much. And you know, Bob Eggleton, the person who signed this book, he doesn't really go to cons, so finding him at the shop was a real treat, and I thought it was really awesome to meet him. If I had more books for him to sign, I would have, and I should have got this one slabbed, to be honest, because there's only one book from this series that is slabbed from CGC on the CGC census, and there's only one. It's a qualified label, so there you go. So that's my number 5. So Jeremy, what's your number 4?
All right, so number 4, at a 9.8, I have He-Man and Masters of the Multiverse number 1. This is signed by Alan Oppenheimer. He's the voice of Skeletor, being an 80s kid. The show meant a lot to me. I've always been a He-Man fan, and this book I thought was amazing looking. He signed it. He actually wrote Skeletor on it. I wasn't quite going to include a lot of the celebrity signatures that I have, but again, just for this one being a He-Man book and Masters of the Universe, it really meant a lot to me. So.
That's a really nice signature on that book. Could we see that signature one more time? Because that was just a beautiful, perfect placement, nice color.
Nice color, yep.
And that's a really cool cover. I mean, I don't know too much about He-Man, but that's pretty cool. I like that. Now, do you have we talked about preference on signatures and signature placement. Do you have a preference between raw signed books and, signed slabbed books?
I do like the signed slab book. I think it just showcases really nicely. I do have a few raw books that, it's something if I get a chance to get them signed or if I can have more signatures added to it, always looking for that. But I do like a nice signature series CGC book. Just something about that gold label, I like it. So.
Yeah, a lot of people are a sucker for those yellow labels. See, like when it comes to me with my preference, like I said, we all collect differently, and when it comes to signatures, I normally never get anything slabbed if I am self-witnessing the signature. So I have never submitted a book to CGC after the book has signed at a con. It's mostly buying books signed already. They come in graded already. So that's pretty much how I normally do it.
Yeah, I'm very similar here. Yeah, I mean, I haven't personally sent any of these off. I do have a lot though, and that's again when I purchase them. If I can find it signed, even at a lower grade, I'll usually go for the signed book over a non-signed. So.
Yeah. So my number 4, and speaking about, having raw signatures, this is the only book in my collection that I did not witness these signatures. This was like in the beginning of my collecting, when I started collecting comic books, but this is my first and last raffle win. This is a SpiderMan number 1. This is signed by Stan Lee and signed by Todd McFarlane. This was also my first signature for these two gentlemen here. This is one of my favorite Spider-Man covers by Todd McFarlane, and I don't remember how much I paid for a spot, but this is when Instagram was huge on raffles. I believe I paid $5 for a spot, and the winning spot was number 3. I do remember the winning spot. Well, I'm pretty sure I paid $5 for it. So first and last raffle win, beautiful signatures. Really love the silver signature on that Spider-Man, and it just goes along with the silver background with the silver webs, and a really cool Todd McFarlane signature as well. So I really wish that this book was graded, to be honest, and I thought about maybe possibly selling this copy to buy a slabbed one, but with Stan, unfortunately being passed away now, books signed by Stan are a lot more expensive than what they are, and this book just holds too much nostalgic value to me, where I just feel like I can't get rid of it. We also have the certificate of authenticity on the back too, from Stan, so really cool. So really holds a very cool nostalgic value to me, and plus my wife picked up the winning number, which was really cool.
All right, so number 3, I have a Kevin Eastman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Again, it's a slightly lower grade, 8.5. However, this is the only CGC signature series for this issue. So I tell everybody it's one of a kind in the whole world, and I absolutely love it. Again, another one that I'm going to hold on to for quite some time. It's the only Kevin Eastman signature I was able to snag, but I love that book, and again, always a fan of the Turtles. So.
I need more turtle books in the collection. I got to meet Kevin Eastman a couple of times, and he's just a really, really cool dude. Very chill out.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he's a really cool guy. My friend is a huge Turtles fan. He has a TMNT #1 third print signed by him. It came back a 9.6, and he also has a Raphael #1 signed by him, which came back a 9.2 if I'm not mistaken. So, all right. So my number 3. This is a fantastic book. I absolutely love this book, which is why it's number 3. This is one of my favorite books too. This is Secret Wars #8. This is the origin story of how Spider-Man obtains the Venom symbiote. This is signed by Michael Zeck and is also sketched by Michael Zeck. So as you can see here, we have a really cool Venom remark here. And like I said, these books have been shown on the channel a few times, but if you're new here to the channel, I hope you guys are really getting a treat by viewing my collection and my guest collection as well. But really cool book, and this book is near mint, I gotta say. It could be a 9.6 candidate. So love the orange background and just the origin story behind it. Really love this book. So that's my number 3 right there. All right, Jeremy, you're number 2.
All right, and number 2, I do have a raw book here. This is the X-Men Phoenix and Song. It's signed by Greg Pak, Greg Land, and Stan Lee. It was one of 10 Dynamic Forces released that they did all 3 signatures on.
Wow.
This was number 2 out of 10. It does have the COA here. And yeah, it was one of those where I saw the cover. My wife is a huge Phoenix fan. So I was able to kind of slide in the Stan Lee signature by getting a book that I knew she would appreciate. But that was definitely one that I've always loved. And again, just for that low number, 1 out of 10, I had to pick it up. So
now, just a quick question: how many Stan Lee signatures do you have?
1.
Just that one, okay. When it came to Stan Lee signatures, I didn't want to go too crazy. I only have 2, but I didn't go too mad with Stan Lee signatures. So very nice book. That is an absolutely beautiful book. Nice signatures, a nice signature placement as well.
Yeah. When you talk about placement, that was another one where, we've got a couple of them here, and then up here, just I really like the way that it shows. So
very nice. So my number 2, and again, you can find this person, this artist, signing this book on my YouTube channel. And again, I'll put a link to that video in this description as well. This is my Batman number 227. This is a great book. I love this cover. This is signed by Neal Adams, and if you can probably see, it's also sketched by Neal Adams. We have a really, really cool Batman remark over here. And it's I think, in my opinion, it's just very well placed. When I gave this book to Neal Adams, I said, "You think you can get it done today?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure." So I had no idea. I thought this man had other signatures, other pieces of art to do. So he just slaps it out of the bag, starts drawing on it. It literally took him a minute. This guy is just such a master at his craft, and you can clearly see how long he's been doing it for. And he's just like, line, line, line. Yep, that's a Batman. Here's my signature. Boom, out of here. I just made a quick $100 in a minute. So really cool book, and I did want to get this one signed and sketched because it is a little bit rough. I did get this one pressed and cleaned, but I made this book quite beautiful by having Neal Adams add that signature and remark on it. So very, very cool. Love this book. One of my favorite Batman covers. So Jeremy,
amazing.
Yeah, that
is amazing.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. So we are off to your number 1.
Number 1, okay. Again, originally I was going to try to avoid the celebrity signatures. This one was so odd, though, and it's so unique. It's got to be my number 1. It's the Thanos Legacy number 1, signed by Josh Brolin. The Ace Comic-Con has Thanos and Cable on it, who he played both characters. Where else would you ever find a book where you can have an actor sign for both characters. It was it was a must-have. It's a 9.6. It's an awesome-looking slab, and yeah, so it's. I wanted to avoid more of the celebrities and stick with the artists because for me, I've always been a fan of the art of comics in general. But again, this one was so odd. It's seems like a rarity that you're not going to be able to find too many incidences where you could actually have that. So
that is very unique. Josh Brolin, did play Thanos. He did play Cable, and that is I didn't even know that cover existed, to be honest. So that's absolutely perfect. I have my number one here, and Cody, I don't know if you can get a shot of this, but I just brought some other books because we are showing some signed books here. So over here we have a Wolverine number one, signed by Frank Miller, CGC graded at a 9.8. Very cool book, one of my favorite Wolverine books. We also have a Batman number 423, signed by Todd McFarlane. And if we move over to the right a little bit, we have another shelf of slabs. We have my Dark Knight's Metal number 5, signed by Gabriel Delato, Greg Capullo, and Scott Snyder. Absolutely love that cover. And right next to it, we have a Swamp Thing number 10, signed by Bernie Wrightson. Just got that book. And if we go down here, right below, we have some of our raw copies here, raw books. We have a Batman number 234 signed by Neal Adams. We have a Batman 251 signed by Neal Adams. And if we go over here, we have a SpiderMan number 1, the Clayton Crane variant, signed and sketched by Clayton Crane. Really cool Venom remark. And then lastly, we have a Marvel Superhero Secret Wars number 1, signed by John Beatty, Mike Zeck, and Jim Shooter. So just wanted to show them off because why not? Because they're right there. So number 1, this again another book that has made a lot of appearances here on the channel. We have my Amazing Spider-Man number 1, CGC graded at a 9.4. This book is triple signed and quoted. We have a huge, beautiful Stan Lee signature in gold here. We have a awesome Todd McFarlane signature in silver, and we also have a David Michelini signature. So we got both co-creators of Venom on here, and we also have David Michelini, who quoted on this book saying, "We are Venom." So this is my prized possession book right here. This is my number 1 book. This is my favorite book in my collection because it's Venom. We got Todd McFarlane, and it's just a great, great book. This book was originally graded at a 9.0. I took the risk. This was the first book I ever sent out to get pressed and cleaned by CGC, and I was shocked with the results, and it came back a 9.4 with a 2 grade bump. So that is my number 1 right there, ladies and gentlemen. So, Jeremy, why don't you just go through your books one more time for the audience, and then you can tell people where they can find you on YouTube and what you have expected to be uploaded on your channel as well.
All right, so number 1, I had the Inhumans, signed by George Perez, in a 5.5. That was Inhumans number 1. Number 2, I had He-Man and Masters of the Multiverse number 1 and a 9.8, signed by Alan Oppenheimer. I had the Greg Eastman Ninja Turtles and an 8.5. I've got the Dynamic Forces, Stan Lee and Double Greg signature for the Phoenix End Song. And then last, I had the Josh Brolin signed Thanos Legacy, Ace Comic-Con.
Beautiful, beautiful book. Yeah, you can't go wrong with that. That's really, really unique. So, Jeremy, like we said in the beginning of the show, you're very new to the YouTube comic book community. You talked about your channel a little bit. Why don't you tell people who are watching right now what you have coming up?
Well, I can tell you one of the things I have coming up is 1,000 Survivors to giveaway.
Whoa!
I'm going to try to set this up so when I get 1,000 subscribers, we will send this out to one of those folks that we have signed up. And I'll tell you, I've been so impressed with the community that you've built with your subscribers and everything. I know that you're looking for the 2K mark, and when you guys hit that, I've got a slab that I'm going to give away as well.
Wow.
I'm going to set that up Probably through Instagram. I'll set that up and I'll make sure I tag you in it. But I've got something coming in this week, and we'll definitely set that up for you. So ride or die together. When you hit your 2,000, I'm gonna set you guys up as well, because I've been so impressed with the community and the show and everything that you guys have going on over there. So
wow, thank you so much, Jeremy. I really appreciate you doing that, man. That means a lot. It really does.
I appreciate you having me on. This is fantastic.
Well, that's what it's all about, man. You know, it's just about, you know, us coming together and just nerding out and having fun and, you know, just supporting one another. So, I really want to appreciate, I just want to say I appreciate you being on and taking the time on being on the show, man. I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you. Again, I appreciate it. This is amazing, and I was glad to be a part of it.
So guys, you know, help Jeremy Cruz from Remy Q Studios. Like I said, all the info is in this video's description, and I'll probably post a link to his channel in the chat right now. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Like I said, please subscribe to Jeremy Cruz, and if you're new here, be sure to subscribe to this channel as well. Like I said, I'm going to be giving away this Spawn #1 CGC graded at a 9.4 once the channel reaches 2,000 subscribers. So guys, that's going to do it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.